I broke everything. Everything's broken. Hello, everybody. This is. I'm normally quite good at this, and it's just gone horribly, horribly wrong. Okay. We're in control. We are in control. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am Calm. I am also Cam, and this is Stormlord's Wrath with Emily.
Hi.
She is the only thing keeping me together right now because I'm a wreck, apparently.
You're gonna be okay over there.
I'm fine. I'll be fine once we've got going. It's just been a wacky day. I've been kind of all over the place, and my brain has been pinballing around. So I've been looking forward to chilling out and playing some Dungeons and Dragons with.
Is it gonna be chill or is it gonna be hell?
It's probably gonna be hell for you.
Oh, don't say that.
But it's gonna be chill for me.
Don't say that.
It's gonna be cathartic for me, and it's gonna be really, really, it's gonna be good, and it's gonna be exciting for me, and it's gonna be really rewarding for me, and not stressful at all for me. How are you, Emily?
I am tired, but I'm all right. My hands hurt, which I'm not happy about.
In what way do they hurt?
My left hand hurts for reasons I don't understand. Like oh no, I do understand. My pointer finger on my left hand hurts, and it's like the muscle in the back of my hand.
Ooh.
Probably from holding triggers.
Probably.
And then my right hand hurts because
is it the
it's my dominant hand.
Is it the Switch controller? Do you think? Because that Switch controller messes me up like instantly.
We should have really bought the Pro controller
when payday rolls around. We'll get a Pro controller. Anyway, that's beside the point. We are Cam and M. We play Dungeons and Dragons on Twitch, and you can also watch us do that on YouTube as well. Every week, we are playing Stormlord's Wrath, which is the continuation of Dragon of Icespire Peak, which is the adventure that comes in the D&D Essentials kit. They're available on D&D Beyond. You can play it right now with your friends, either one of them or several of them. I'm normally better at intros than this. I think we just need to play before my brain collapses. I think we're on a time limit right now.
Oh dear.
Okay. Zen, find center.
You're gonna murder Quinn this session.
I was so close last session. So close. Anyway, you return to Leylon after a bittersweet victory against the cult of Talos.
A day later, yeah.
You successfully stopped the magical storm from taking a permanent hold over the Sword Coast, but you had to cut down some familiar faces in order to do so. How'd you feel about that?
Well, I think I mentioned it before, but Dourrebelle's a bit like angry that she had noticed these things. She had noticed maybe the signs sooner, and it didn't really click with her or whatever. But she's a bit annoyed and a bit sad, but I guess more frustrated than anything, because it's like, these were good people. Why did they have to listen to Talos of all people?
Yeah, that's
why did it's one of those things where it's like good people fall under bad whims.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
And so Dourrebelle is kind of wrestling with that as you make your way kind of back along the path, and as you make your way down towards the palisade, which is kind of slowly coming to form at this point, you can see kind of off towards the waterline, you can see that the lizard folk tribe have kind of well and truly set up shop at this point, kind of on the little marshy area next to the water.
Yeah.
And just seem to be kind of milling about. One of the younger ones sort of looks at you. Doesn't really kind of acknowledge you in any way, just sort of looks at you and then carries on doing what they were doing. Um, and as you make your way through the palisade, you are met with a rather interesting sight.
I remember as we're walking up too that the last we saw Ricky, he was told to go to our house, and now I'm like, oh god, we have to find him now and deal with that.
Well, the first thing that you see before worrying about any of that is standing in front of you is a goat, just in the road. What's interesting about this goat is that it's massive. It's probably about 4 times the size of a regular goat.
Right.
Yeah, it's just there, and it's just staring at you. Chewing.
I'm gonna look around. Does anyone look like they're tending to it?
Roll a perception check.
Oh, that's pretty good. 22.
22. You kind of have a quick, awkward glance around while the goat's there, just like, meh. And you peer around one of the you kind of like walk past it almost and peer down one of the roads, and you can see a bit further down the way are a collective of more goats, and in amongst them is a kind of a wispy white-haired gnome. She looks kind of older. She's got like a large walking stick. Well, not large to her.
Yeah.
And she seems to be kind of talking with them and holding them together.
Excuse me. Is this goat yours? And I'm gonna just point behind me a little bit.
So you call out, and she's just like, oh, yes. Oh, could you bring them over, please?
I'm gonna go and coax the goat.
Roll an animal handling check.
And this is where I'm gonna roll bad.
Oh,
I jinxed myself. A 9.
9. I was gonna ask actually as well. Is Lily with you?
We probably got off of Lily when we got here, but I imagine if Lily didn't just trot to the house, maybe she's standing around nearby.
All I say is that because if she's with you, you'd need to roll with disadvantage because her presence is spooky to the goats.
Where is the palisade on this map?
It's the wooden fence.
Oh, right. So it's outside the wooden fence that we see this.
No. Ignore where the tokens are. This is just kind of a general overview of what Leylon looks like.
Yeah.
The tokens are just there because they were there before.
No, I was just trying to figure out an idea of like.
So you're roughly about here, I would say.
Oh, okay. Well, at that point, we probably
actually
Lily
no. It's more like you're here. You're here, and the collective of goats is here in this little courtyard.
We probably would have jumped off of Lily before entering town, and
okay, that's fine then. But you got a 9 anyway.
Yeah, I rolled shit anyways.
The goat doesn't move. It doesn't react. It's just like, man.
Can I rip up some nearby grass and kind of coax it to follow me?
You do, and it just kind of looks down at your hand, and it's just like, no. I don't think they make that noise. That's a horse noise, but just seems kind of looks at you with complete like disregard. Like, who the hell are you? Because he's probably bigger than you as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You failed the vibe check.
Dourrebelle is gonna look
some awkward timing passes, and this gnome is just like, oh, goodness sake, and then kind of comes over and it's just like, Jeremy, come here. And with some reluctance, the goat kind of starts moving their way into the courtyard to join the others. And as this happens, and you see this collective, there is a lot of goats. You can't even count them. They kind of take up the entire area pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can hear like someone calling out from one of their windows, like, "Pinchwit, will you shut those goats up?" She's like, "I'll shut you up in a minute."
What was it? What was her name?
Pinchwit.
Pinchwit. Okay.
And it's at this point that you hear the familiar sound of Griselda's voice. And she's just like, Dourrebelle, I'm glad to see that the storm has passed. What happened?
There was a ritual being performed by followers of Talos up at the Wayside Inn. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, at the Wayside Inn, had to deal with it.
Just a regular day. Just another day at the office then.
Yeah.
Are you all right? Are you hurt?
No, I am all right now. We had rested up overnight, and we are doing fine now.
That's I'm glad to hear that, because I don't want to impose on you so soon after you've got back, but me and the town council, we could do with a favor.
What can I do?
Well, I'm sure you've already noticed the collective of goats.
It's hard to miss, to be honest.
Yeah. So this young lady over here is Pinchwit Wigglehoof. She's like, "Hello, that's me." She's come along here. She's come over from. Brought her goats over from her farmstead, which is near Neverwinter, and she has agreed to. Well, our plan is that she's going to make the journey over to Phandalin and try and broker a deal with what's his name, with Elmar Barthen, who owns the general store over there, and try and kind of come up with some trade agreement between our two settlement. Oh, you know him? Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah,
that'll make things a lot easier. But she can't go alone. We could really do with somebody to escort her over there. Now, normally that would be quite an easy task, but from what I understand, these creatures aren't the easiest to work with. They're stubborn bastards, she says. And she says it's probably going to be about 7 days' journey over there. Are you up to that?
Oh, so so it's not that I'm accompanying her; I'm accompanying her and the goats.
Yes. Yeah, she wouldn't be much use without them.
Fair point. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I mean, I know the people of Phandalin pretty decently. I know Barthen pretty well. Yeah, he was a big help to me, so I'd be more than happy to.
I mean, I'll be honest. That was kind of one of the reasons why I was waiting for you to come back to ask you, because I knew that you'd had some dealings down there. I wasn't sure exactly how well known you were, but that's very reassuring. You might be able to help us cut a favorable deal. I mean, we're not particularly struggling right now, but we could use all the help that we can get.
It's better to secure it now before you need it.
Exactly.
Than when you need
yeah.
it.
And I mean, it's only been 2 days, but the first reports from oh god, what's her name? I've forgotten her name. Where are we?
Dock lady.
Yes.
Hang
on. I've got it somewhere. Scylla, there we go. No, not Scylla. Scylla's the halfling. Valdi, there we go.
Valdi.
Bloody hell. kind of DM
Bloody
am I?
hell.
The first reports from Baldi have been very positive. So it seems like your little gambit with the lizard men could actually be paying off. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But so far so
Completely
good.
understandable. Yeah. I mean, they seem like a very brilliant bunch, but they are like us in that they have simple needs. They just want to eat and survive.
Mhm.
So
Indeed, I think it's just getting used to their ways. They're a very
different.
yeah, they don't recognize sentiment, I think, is probably the easiest way to describe how they are.
Yeah, I can see that.
Anyway, by your lead, Dourrebelle, I think Pinchwit is keen to get going, but obviously you've only just got back, so feel free to take some time, deal with any loose ends that you've got, and then make your way whenever.
I mean, the big loose end that I've got to deal with at the moment is Ricky, and
I'm just kind of like, oh, what happened?
You didn't hear from what's his face?
Sergeant Yoram.
You didn't hear from Yoram?
No, he's been sniffing after the wizard's arse pretty much since he arrived.
Oh, Ricky quit the guard.
Which one's Ricky again?
He's the young kid, the one whose father is apparently quite high up in Neverwinter.
Oh yeah, I've heard he's been having some difficulties with that with that particular. So he quit.
Apparently, he after he got arrested, I was speaking to him about what he wanted to do, and I guess that prompted him to decide that he'd rather be hired mercenary than work with the guard.
So did you hire him?
I was going to go speak with him, and then the storm appeared. So
because I could I have things that he can do if that's the case.
Oh, perfect. I mean,
if he's not attached to Yoram anymore, then I've got that saves me a few layers of bureaucracy.
I mean, perfect. We can go. I last told him to stay at mine because we were gonna have the conversation, but I imagine he is still there. So,
okay, what do you think of him? Is he, can he do it?
I think he can do it. I think he's just got a little bit of a temper, but I mean, don't we all sometimes? He's still learning. He's young, but I think his heart's in the right place, and I think he could be he'd be a really strong force for the place.
Okay. Well, that's as much of an endorsement as I need. I could do with more dependable people around here. I mean, Yoram is far from that. But I have to play with the cards I'm dealt. It would be nice to draw. It's nice that I've drawn a couple of aces now, she says, kind of gesturing to you. Brilliant. Okay, well, by your leave then.
Okay. Just out of character, would it be better to like bring her and introduce them like that, or just tell him to go meet her somewhere?
You could do that. Like, she's fairly static in where she's based, so he would know where to go.
Yeah, so I'll just tell Pinchwit that we're just gonna gather, or we're just gonna deal with a couple of loose ends, and then we'll be back to leave again.
Okay, well, hurry up. I don't know how long I can keep the flock in one place. They might start wandering off.
Okay, I'll be as quick as possible.
No, they will start wandering off. They're a rambunctious lot.
Okay, I'm gonna go find Ricky.
Okay.
Is he still at the house?
So you head over to your place.
Yeah.
And kind of make your way in. I guess the big question is like, is it locked? Like, did you lock it?
Probably not. Okay. It doesn't have a lot of stuff in it, so like Dourrebelle probably has like, I mean, she's used to carrying everything on her, so the house is probably pretty, like, she's not too concerned about somebody stealing a chair. I guess it's a very simple, decorated house at the moment, so no, it wouldn't be locked.
Okay. So you go in then. You open the door, and you actually met with the smell of cooking.
Oh. I'll make my way over to the kitchen then.
Okay. You find Ricky, and he appears to be making some soup. And he just kind of like turns around and goes, "Oh, you're back."
Yeah, apologies for leaving like that.
He looks a little bit. He looks a little like he's kind of like, you see him glance around the room like shifty eyed, as he's got like a bowl in his hand.
All right. Were you sitting down to eat? I mean, by all means, go ahead.
I only made enough for me.
It's fine. I understand.
Sorry.
I'm not offended.
I did some odd jobs for the lizard folk, and they gave me some ingredients, so I just thought I would.
Well, I'm glad to hear you've gotten a little bit of a start on your work at the very least.
Well, I mean, you talked. You know, I thought about what you said, and I thought I'd go and kind of introduce myself properly. And I mean, they're weird, but they're nice. They're perfectly friendly. Well, not friendly is probably the wrong word, but you know,
Cordial.
Yeah. And they asked me to do some stuff for them, and I spent some time with some of they've got a couple of kids over there, so I spent some time with them, and yeah, they were able to kind of help them set up base down there, and they gave me some stuff. I have got some spares, so if you want to make some for yourself, then feel free.
Well, annoyingly, we are here on a flyby. We're gonna have to immediately leave for Phandalin.
Oh right, okay.
On an escort, but I wanted to find you specifically because
there's like there was a look of concern in his face of like, oh god, what am I going to do if you're leaving again? Because he's kind of exhausted his only option.
Yeah.
And then as you say that, he's like, oh thank goodness.
Griselda says that she has work that she can give you if you were up for it. Seeing as you are now a mercenary and a hired hand instead of a guardsman.
Oh, she wants to give me work directly?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, finish eating your meal and stuff, but you know where to find her, right?
Yeah. Just I'm assuming where the council meet and stuff. Yeah. She normally tends to hang around there.
Yeah. I just spoke with her, so I said I would find you and send you her way. So whenever you are ready for the day, make your way over. I'm sure she's got plenty that she can give you to do.
And he just kind of looks down at the bowl of soup that he's made himself, and kind of gives you a nod. And then he goes to start eating it, kind of like in a hurry, and it's like, oh, shit.
You don't need to be in that much of a hurry.
It's a bit hot. Well, he's full of beans. He's keen to.
He's keen to go.
Yeah. Now that he's kind of made this big change in his life.
No, it's for Dourrebelle. It's sort of refreshing to see.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to see someone who's young and bright-eyed and eager and ready to fight the world, sort of thing.
Okay, well, how long are you going to be gone for?
Oh, well, it's going to take 7 days to get to Phandalin, because we're taking a herd of animals with us. I'm not sure how much time it'll be on the way back, so maybe. Just before I answer, Cam, are we going with the intent of leaving the goats there?
Yes, they're kind of like part of the trade deal. So maybe 2 weeks at most, if things go awry. Okay. She says.
I mean, it won't take you
7 days to get back.
No, I'm saying I'm just saying the 7 days, and then I'm accounting for if anything happens on the way
Oh
there.
yeah,
or back.
that's fair enough. Yeah, okay. He's like, okay.
Because it takes a couple days to get down here, so that's 9. That's almost
Yeah, so it's about a 10-day roughly.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's just like, right, okay, well, I'll be around.
Do not take this the wrong way, Ricky, but do you have accommodations, or were you staying in a sort of bunker with other soldiers?
I'm kind of homeless now. Well, I could probably, the lads will probably let me into the barracks at night. It's just if Yoram sees me there, it's going to be more trouble.
I'm gonna look.
Honestly, fuck him though. So
I'm gonna look at Quinn.
Quinn's like, what? You can't have my bed. Sod off.
Doesn't need your bed, but give him your spare key.
And he just shoves it into Ricky's hand. You better not lose that.
You're on night duty of the house, even though I know there's not much in this house to be guarding, but
he's like, I'll look after the place.
Thank you. Now enjoy your food, and we'll get out of your hair now.
Right. Okay. So with that sorted, I'm assuming you go and meet back up with what's her face? Pinchwit. Right. Yeah. This is the problem with for me. This is a problem with pre-written adventures. Is I can only remember NPCs' names if I've named them myself.
That's how it is always.
Yeah, it's taken me however long to remember. I remember most of the people in Phandalin, but that's only because I've run adventures there how many times?
Yeah, well, and in Phandalin, you're in and out of Phandalin a lot, whereas I've only been able to be here a couple of times.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you meet up with Pinchwit and the large group of giant goats, which you swear has increased in volume since you last saw them. Which is
I'm gonna assume it's because there were goats that had wandered off that she has now recollected since I left.
Wander around all over the bloody place. Are you ready now? Have you had your...
Yes, I'm ready.
Put on your makeup, your walking shoes. You ready to go?
I'm ready to go, yes.
Excellent.
Dourrebelle was really confused by the makeup comment, but she's like,
right.
Yeah, ready to go.
Come on, everybody! And then there's a few noises of protest, and some of them refuse to move. And she's like, no, bugger off, let's go. Come on. I don't know if Griselda told you, but I think you're supposed to pick up a couple of wagons while you're down in Phandalin as well.
Good to know.
For them.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Just to replace apparently a couple have been destroyed or something. I remember her talking about it.
Right. Would it be the wagons that from the storm?
From the storm, from the attack when you first arrived. There's a lot of... They've lost quite a few supplies. So, let me double check. Just buy a couple of wagons to bring back some supplies.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay.
Barthen's a pretty good guy.
Yeah, you're confident that he'll sort you out.
Yeah.
Okay, so it begins.
I'm going to be on Lily now as well after we get outside the gates.
Okay.
Or at least we'll have Lily. Yeah.
Just so you know, it's like I mentioned before. Lily's presence is not welcome among the goats. Lily is lovely, but she is an undead horse, and it's kind of.
Can I ask? Okay, so if I can't ride Lily, can I ask Lily if she will be so kind as to make sure nobody wanders away while we're on our journey? I'm essentially asking her to be my herding horse.
And Quinn just looks at you like, have you lost your marbles?
What?
You think she can understand you?
I think Lily is a very intelligent horse.
I mean,
I think she's intelligent.
yeah, I mean,
enough
yeah,
to-
she's a very intelligent horse.
Oh, do you want to ride Lily and then keep everyone in place then while we move?
I mean, sure, but I think she's gonna whatever, and he gets on.
I just want to make sure like the goats are going to stay nearby, and if Lily has to sort of like kind of ominously move in so they get close together, that's fine by me.
It's you can try that. The trouble is, like, they're more likely to scatter. But it's fine. We can give it a go.
Well, it's more so just like if one wanders away and you spook the one to go back with the other ones.
So you're kind of keeping her at like a wide berth sort of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
and if Quinn's riding her, I would relay that. Just like I'm not saying that Lily has to be like right on them. I'm just saying like if one of them wants to walk off the other way, Lily will come around and be like, "Nope, stay with everyone."
Okay. So you gather up.
Well, at least try.
Well, where are you stood then?
I'll walk with oh my god,
Pinchwit.
Is Pinchwit like leading the charge in the front?
Yeah, she'll be at the front.
So I'd be in the front as well.
Okay. And then Quinn will kind of sit on Lily at the back.
Yeah.
Kind of ominously make their way.
Keep perimeter, yeah.
Okay, and then so Pinchwit kind of says, part of the reason this is going to take a while is not only are they, like, you've barely even left Leylon at this point, and they're already trying to scatter. Not scatter, but, like, some of them are wandering off, kind of
They're
straggling.
Like, oh,
some of them have stopped, and it's just a real pain in the ass. But the other thing she explains is, I don't want to walk on the road, particularly, is very, very dangerous. Especially for this lot. But fear not, I know the path well. The route well. And,
very well. That's, I mean, as long as we can keep all of them together and safe.
It's tough, but you do manage fairly easily. A couple of days pass without any regal event. You kind of have to, there's a bit where you have to wind through some like thick kind of undergrowth, and that's fairly difficult to navigate all the goats through at the same time. And every now and again Pinchwit wants to stop and be like, no, I've got to count them and make sure that they're all here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
Where's Leroy? Oh, there he is. 7. And you get to about halfway through day 3, and suddenly you see that the goats start making different sounds, more distressed sounding noises.
So are they like scattering, or are they just kind of huddled up being like, ooh, like,
as of right now they're just making unhappy noises.
Are we stopped at this point?
I mean, they're kind of forcing you to do so.
Yeah. Have you ever heard this noise from them before, Pinchwit?
It sounds like something's nearby. Something not good.
I'm gonna whistle to Quinn and be like, "Do you see anything on the perimeter?"
Make a perception check for Quinn.
I mean, he's up on the horse too, so.
I mean, he's tiny, so that won't make any difference.
I meant more so he's just got an eye, like he's just up, so maybe he might be able to see a little bit better perception, right?
Yeah.
6.
He's like, what?
Oh my god, do you see anything?
No, I see a fuckload of goats.
Oh my god. Driving me up a wall. Do the goats seem to be acting like they're suspicious,
well,
but are they...
I'm gonna say now that you notice kind of up a little bit, kind of on top of one of the trees, not too far away, is a large winged creature. There's like a moment where you have to double take because it looks like a dragon, but you realize it's too small, but also like it's not quite got the same physiology. It's like a dragon-like creature with like this big toothy maw, and its wings are like connected to its front legs. It's got these like large leathery wings and a sinewy tail, and it's just sat on top of the tree watching. And at that moment when you notice it and more of the goats kind of clock that it's there, they start to scatter.
Oh my god. These fucking goats.
Okay, so I need Quinn is just like, whoa, what the hell? I need both you and Quinn to make animal handling checks.
Oh, dear. I'll do mine first. Oh, this is a dirty 20.
Okay.
What's animal handling? Is it
Wisdom?
It's wisdom. He got 15.
15. Okay, so you actually both do a really good job of kind of rounding off the goats. That you can see as well. The wyvern is specifically watching for goats that are breaking away.
Yeah.
And so Quinn kind of like rounds them off and stops them from moving too far away, and they recollect back with the pack. You kind of stop any others from making their way, and kind of after a few minutes of this, you kind of start moving forward as Pinchwit is like, okay, let's keep moving.
I'm watching that wyvern.
Yeah, you're like watching the wyvern, like staring daggers at it, and as the group starts to move away, and the wyvern eventually realizes that its plan isn't going to work, and none of them are going to break away, it kind of and flies off.
Oh, the wyvern flies away.
Yeah, it's lost interest.
Okay, sorry, the mic cut out for a bit there.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah,
okay,
so she's just like, thank goodness for that.
Yeah. These trees are not this very safe, but...
It's safer than being on the road, trust me.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's all sorts of things on there, like bloody goblins and stuff.
Bandits.
Yes.
Yes, I'm gonna keep my eyes fucking peeled, man.
Well, the rest of that day passes without incident, and the day after that as well.
Okay.
We'll skip ahead a little bit. So this is probably this is night 5, as the traveling goat show is resting for the evening. Pinchwit has kind of managed to settle everyone down, and they're all nodding off to sleep. And you've maybe got like a little fire going. You've got kind of Lily's kind of has to stay like quite far away from the others, so Lily's on like the other side of the encampment that you've made, and then it's you, Quinn, and Pinchwit just kind of sat around the fire.
Yeah.
And she just kind of said, "You're very good at this, Dourrebelle. Have you thought about changing career?"
No, I don't actually think I'm very good at this, but I appreciate the compliment. No, I'm a little bit too much of a wanderer to tend to animals.
Oh, it's fine. I see a lot of similarities between you and the pack, personality wise. I think you'd get on very well.
I imagine that moment Dourrebelle looks at one of the goats and the goat's looking at her and they have like the same expression and she's like maybe if I ever consider retiring from adventuring, I'll have a career in mind.
Quinn is just like eating some rations.
He probably thinks it's funny.
He's got a shit-eating grin on his face. But he's just like quietly eating his rations, and then he's just like, all of a sudden he just kind of goes, "Hey up, what's that smell?"
What is that smell?
And as you kind of notice that, you just hear
Oh.
And
No.
some of the goats kind of like sit up, and you notice that they're starting to get restless.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and like coax them, just be like, whoa, 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 but like kind of move to like like I'm
As you
basically,
as you kind of
I'm-
like get up to start calming them down, from out of the tree line, these like massive bodies, like massive shadowed bodies, just like emerge through the darkness, and like you see this big meaty hand come down
Oh no.
and like try to snatch up one of the goats and like pick it up underneath their hands, underneath their shoulder,
Yeah.
as three ogres appear and start like trying to snatch goats. It's like, hey, lunchtime! It's
Oh
not.
my God.
Oi!
I'm gonna-
It's not lunchtime. It's the middle of the night. It's
I'm gonna
night
fuck them up.
lunchtime, boys.
I'm gonna fuck them up.
It's lunchtime whenever I want. Look at these goats.
How
Wait.
far away from the goats are we?
You're not far away from the goats, but the ogres are kind of on the other side of the group. I'd probably say that they're maybe about, we'll just say for the sake of this, about 40 feet away.
Okay, so they're coming in towards the goats.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to cast Guardian of Faith on the other side of the goat herds.
Oh man. Okay. Let's roll initiative.
Okay. Look at that! I can actually cast Guardian of Faith.
Guardian of Faith hype.
Hype. Okay, so Dourrebelle has a 15 on her initiative,
Okay.
and Quinn.
Don't forget Quinn has advantage.
Okay, good thing you said that. Oh yeah, good thing you said that. He's got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
He went from a 7 to a dirty 20.
Oh man. Okay, Quinn is up first.
How long is he gonna be able to get into range with one of them using
Not with his sword, no. But he can move his full movement and use his longbow.
That's fine. He's gonna do that, and he's gonna shoot twice at the closest ogre.
Okay.
Okay, so first shot. Natural 20!
Oh my god. Just like,
Okay.
wait, you weren't lying. It's
Straight
like,
out the gate.
I'm gonna fuck his shit up.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll roll this one first. So that's 2d8 plus 2. There's another d8. There we go. Oh my god. Okay. So that one rolled shit, but that one rolled good. So it's 11 piercing damage, which isn't
Okay.
very great. But
Next
And
attack.
then
That's pretty good for a
second shot.
longbow hit.
13.
13 hits.
Sweet.
These are big targets. They're not difficult to hit.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 6 piercing.
6 piercing damage. Okay, so yeah, Quinn just knocks both arrows.
Yeah.
One of them gets the ogre like right in the eye, and it's like, and yeah, like another one kind of gets him in the gut, and he staggers back. It is
Yeah.
now the goat's turn. The goat's
Oh,
turn? No, the ogre's
no.
turn. Sorry, no, the goats don't get a turn.
Oh, the ogres go before me? Fuck.
They do, yeah. Okay.
Oh, Guardian of Faith isn't going to be useful then.
The first ogre that's kind of got one of the goats like under its arm is just like drops it, and I think all three of them are gonna charge in at Quinn because he's the closest one.
Oh god. Okay.
So they've all got big clubs, and they've got a speed of 40 feet. They're pretty nippy actually. Yeah, so they're gonna surround him. Okay, so what do we got? That's cocked. Ooh. Oh, that's awful. 11, 23.
The 23 hits.
Yeah, I figured as much. But 2 11s, the hell's that? He takes 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
As the kind of they all start swinging their clubs wildly at him.
He's just like, oh shit. Okay.
Huh. I have had a thought actually, but I'll worry about that next turn. It is now your turn.
Are the goats still relatively grouped up?
Yes, they are. They're managing to kind of maintain their formation at this point.
Can I drop the Guardian of Faith between them and the ogres?
Yes. Well, the ogres are kind of, because of where Quinn is now, because Quinn kind of started going through the goats to shoot them, and they've come to meet him, so they're kind of in the middle of it all.
So the Guardian of Faith wouldn't work.
Guardian of Faith is a hard spell to use offensively.
It is, especially when you're not first on your turn, or when you're not first in initiative. That's fine. I will. Can I get close to them? Can I like get up next to Quinn where the others are?
Yeah, you can get up with Quinn, and you'll be in melee range of them.
Perfect. If I can't cast Guardian of Faith, I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians.
Oh my god. Yep. Okay. So yeah, you go ahead and you cast Spirit Guardians
At 4th level.
at 4th level. Oh my god.
I'm gonna fuck these guys up.
Just like, don't care. 3 ogres, don't care. Just go Nova. Use all of my 4th level spell slots. Screw it.
No, I'm not using all of them. I'm only using one. Okay, so I'm casting Spirit Guardians, and okay, so the birds fly up, and then I don't have anything really that I want to do with my bonus action. I could spiritual weapon as well.
No, you can't.
Oh, because I cast. So that's me done then.
Okay. So that brings us to Quinn's turn.
Quinn is going to swap for the longsword, and he's going to attack the first boy that he was attacking.
Yeah.
That's a 16 plus 9.
That'll do it.
Okay. Should I just roll them both?
Yeah.
That is 6 plus 9.
That still hits.
Okay, so 5. Wait. 15. 15 plus 8 is what, 23?
What? Where'd you get 15 plus 8 from?
I rolled a 5, and then the 2 attacks are plus 5.
Oh, okay. You did it in a weird order, right? Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
How much damage is that?
So it's 8 plus 5 is 13 plus
10.
10, 23.
That's probably the easiest way to do it. So 23.
Yeah.
And don't do it to Quinn. Okay.
Stop
yeah,
trying
so
to
Quinn rushes forward and takes like 2 big chunks out of this ogre. He's pretty wounded now.
Cool.
And it is now their turn. Let's see.
They need to make wisdom
They
saves.
do. They all need to make wisdom saves. Okay. Well, they're not wise. So, I'll tell you that. What's the DC?
Spirit Guardians, 16. Seems like one of those things where you put it up like as a preemptive measure.
Oh shit! The injured one is got a 16, so that one succeeds.
Yeah.
The healthy ones got a 4, got a 2, and a -1.
A -1. Oh my god. Okay, so
roll your damage dice.
48. See, this is the strategy Nepenthe should use. She should just cast Spirit Guardians and then just run in.
Nepenthe doesn't like Spirit Guardians though.
That's true. 7.
Because her spell save DC is really low.
Oh
the
yeah,
reason she uses.
8, 9, 10, 12, 20.
20 damage.
20.
Jeez. Yeah. Okay, so they both take 20. This one takes 10. So the wounded ogre is getting like harassed by the chickadees and is kind of like, stop! You're bullying me. Well, meanwhile
our goats go elsewhere.
meanwhile the other two are just like, we were just hungry. We was. We'll kill you. So the one that's heavily injured is going to go after Quinn. The other two are going to go after you. So one on Quinn is not going to hit. That's a 2 plus 6. And the other 2. Oh my god! Another 2 plus 6 and a 7 plus 6, so they all miss. I think because all of their attacks failed, they're immediately going to turn tail and start running away. We're just like the one that's like the most heavily injured, just like, it's not worth it. Let's get out of here, boys. And they just start running.
We won't chase.
Let's bounce. I don't know why they're like gangsters. They're from London gangsters.
Yeah, man.
We'll just go to Chicken Hut instead. And they waddle off.
Yeah, we're not gonna chase them. We'll just let them go.
Okay, you just let them leave. Quinn like goes to like, no, you're not going anywhere. And you like put your hand on him and just like just let him go.
I'm just like, it's not worth it.
Okay, so they scatter, and you've got this like all the chickadees like start landing on your shoulders and on your head and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I always imagine. Like, if there's no combat and they're up, they just sit on me, and whoever else is friendly. Yeah,
they just start like looking at the goats, and the goats are looking at them like, bit unsure of what to do about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Then you get back, and
I'm gonna ask Pinchwit if she's all right from that.
I'm fine. I was just watching.
Good.
There's a reason that I had you around. Very good, that. Very very clever. I like your little birds. Are they wearing little hats?
They are.
Excellent.
They're wearing little helmets.
Good.
I'm just gonna keep the spirit guardians up just in case something else decides to come in the next 10 minutes or whatever.
So you hold it up for the remainder of the concentration. Nothing else comes. You kind of, there is a point where you sort of notice in the shadows one of the ogre heads kind of pops back up. It's like, no, they're still there, and they should.
No man, they ain't worth it. Let's go. They're still there.
He's like, and you just hear another voice like, "Oh shit."
So yeah, right. Enough of that.
With that all said and done, the rest of the journey is slow and it's arduous, but you do eventually arrive in Phandalin.
Can I reset the Quinn's health and stuff at this point?
Yeah. You'll have had a long rest between, because it's been days, so.
Yeah.
But look where you are. It's a Phandalin.
Oh, look at that! Oh, Phandalin. What area are we coming in from?
So you're coming in from the Tribor Trail. Like the journey that Pinchwit was taking you on was kind of just an kind of off the beaten track sort of thing.
Yeah. Cool. So we'll be coming right up to Barthen's then. Perfect.
I mean, yeah, pretty much like heading straight there.
Yeah.
So and as you kind of come in, there's this big group of goats, and there are a couple of people milling around, and a couple of like the villagers catch your eye, and they're just like, "Oh hey, it's Dourrebelle. How you doing?"
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Where have you been?
We've been down in Leylon.
Bloody hell! There's nothing left of that place, is there?
Well, it's being rebuilt now, so there's some stuff going on there.
Oh,
hopefully
fantastic!
It'll be built up better. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's good to see you again. And you kind
Good to see you. Oh, yeah.
you small talk with these guys before you see Pinchwit kind of scurries off into Barthen's provisions.
Yeah.
Are you gonna follow her?
Yeah, I'll bid farewell to the random people who are speaking to me and make my way in.
Okay.
To Barthen's, yeah.
You make your way in, and it looks very much the same as it always has done. Just kind of the supplies just all out on various shelves and whatnot. And he's like, you hear him like saying, "Oh, Pinchwit, I've been told to expect you. Oh, bugger me sideways. It's Dourrebelle Boulderbane.
Hello, Barthen.
Hello. How have you been?
Been well. Keeping busy.
What are you up to?
I've escorted Pinchwit here to see you.
Oh, well, excellent. Oh, no wonder you got here so quickly, Pinchwit. Like, oh, wow. They were holding me back, actually. It's all right. Well, you got any plans while you're down here?
Aside from the negotiations that Pinchwit will be having with you, we do need to buy a couple of wagons before we leave, but otherwise we'll just be about.
Oh, well, just supply wagons, just the usual stuff.
That is what they needed, right?
Yeah.
They just needed, yes. So yes.
Griselda, the one of the town council gave me the money to do that. So she just like hands over some coin. This is unrelated to our trade negotiations. Button's like, it's fine, it's absolutely fine. Where are the where are those two? And you kind of hear him kind of like look, but you don't hear, you see him look around. He goes, Ander, Thistle, where the bloody up? And then you see like one of the twins turn up, like his assistants.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your brother gone? And then you kind of hear them kind of like, oh, he's sulking in the other room. What's he sulking for? Thistle, get in here. I need you to load up some wagons. It's for Dourrebelle. And then you see like the other one pop out, but they seem kind of, I don't know. Make an insight check for me.
Oh. Dourrebelle sees all. 17 plus 5.
Oh yeah. So I mean, Thistle's always been nervous. They're both kind of skittish.
Yeah.
Thistle is like something is clearly bothering them, like really bothering them.
Mm-hmm.
But they sort of, as soon as Barthen says that, Barthen's like, I need you to load up 2 wagons, and they just get on with it.
I'm assuming you two can get on with the conversations. If you need to find me Pinchwit, I'll be here and
yes, yeah, I'll honestly, thank you for your help, but I'll be fine now. Feel free to do what you will, and just make your way back to Phandalin at your leisure. I'll be staying here for the time being to get these talks underway. It could be a few days, so please don't need to stay here any longer. You've done your bit. The goats are here safely. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. See you later, Barthen.
Barthen's like, yeah, just come and pick up the wagons whenever you're ready.
Okay. I'm gonna go outside, and I'm actually gonna see if I can find the twins loading up the wagons.
Okay. Yeah, it's not difficult. You just kind of go around to the back, and yeah, they're just kind of gathering like all the stuff. Like there's like tools and rations and things like that, and they just kind of like slowly piling it into the cart. Thistle is like, Ander is like throwing stuff down. Thistle is trailing a little bit.
I don't mean to interrupt, but something wrong.
And he's like, he kind of looks up at you like, you talking to me?
Yep.
It's fine. Thank you. It's nothing. And they just kind of like try and disengage with you.
I'm just gonna linger.
Okay. They're just gonna awkwardly try and ignore you.
Dourrebelle's doing that thing where she's not saying anything, but her presence is just like, are you sure you don't want to talk about it?
Make a persuasion check.
13.
13.
It's not as good as I thought it would be.
No, he just kind of looks up at you again. He goes, I said it's fine, and they just carry on. Like, I need to do this.
Well, I'll be around. You know where to find me if you need me before we set out. And I'll let them be.
Okay. Where to now?
We're gonna go to the bar.
Hey.
We're gonna go say hi to our friend.
Okay, so you make your way to the Stonehill Inn.
Stonehill Inn, yeah.
And you open the door, and Toblin's there, and he's just like, bloody hell, you're a sight for sore eyes.
How you been?
I've been good. Business is quieting down a bit now. We had a few tourists after the whole dragon thing.
Tourists?
Yeah, just people kind of wanting to come around, and there was some commotion. Some strange bloke came passing through. A few strange blokes actually. But other than that, since then it's been a bit boring.
Well, at least it hasn't been dangerous, I suppose.
No, nothing. We've had a few new prospectors turn up. Yeah, just back to business as usual, really. I think the town master is worried about something, but when is he not? You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't. Our character question: was I told to accompany Pinchwit back with the wagons?
No. You have to bring the wagons back.
Okay,
but you're to leave Pinchwit there.
Oh right, okay, that's fine. Okay. Well, I suppose I could always see if it's something I can help with before I leave.
I mean, I'm sure he'll be happy to see you. Probably the only person he'll be happy to see at the moment. But hey,
is that bad? Is it?
Well, it's Harbin, isn't it? It's the way he always is. And then like another voice from down the bar is like, yeah, he's a knob. Hey!
Well, we'll sit and we'll have something to eat, and then we'll go see Mr. Wester. How much does
Quinn's kind of like, I wanna stay here and drink.
Okay, you can stay here and drink a little bit, and I'll go see him.
And then you see him kind of like bounce over to this group of people in the corner, and you hear him be like, "All right, you bastards!" And then they're like, "Bloody hell, it's Quinn, I Topo!" And they all start laughing and chanting straight away. Dragon Slayer.
How much would it cost for a meal?
Good question. Let's find out, shall we? Actually, Toblin just waves his hand. He's like, "Don't worry about that. First one's on me."
I appreciate it.
I mean, I wouldn't have. This would be a block of ice instead of an inn if it wasn't for you. So it's the least I can do.
That's what you say every time, but
look, it's the rule, right? You come and visit in Phandalin. The first one is always on me.
Yes, I know.
And maybe come back this evening, and then that one will be on me as well.
Okay.
But a drink,
Fair
though.
enough.
A drink.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. You're not going to eat me out of house and home. But not without paying for it anyway.
It's fine. I understand. Dourrebelle will eat, and then when she's done, she'll make her way out to the townmaster's hall.
Okay. So you go over to the hall.
I'll just leave Quinn there.
Yeah. He's having a whale of a time. He's probably already drunk.
Yeah. No surprise.
You make your way over to the townmaster's hall, and the job board at the front is empty. It's a very strange sight.
Wow.
There's a bit of an odd smell in this area.
I look around a little bit.
Make a perception check.
I think I know what this is. Like out of character. I think I know what this is. Perception.
Yep.
You said. It's 11.
You glance around and you sort of look around the side, and kind of almost like buried within like a bush on the side of the building is this like massive, weirdly like deformed is the wrong word, but like it doesn't look natural, just like wolf skull.
Okay, Dourrebelle looks at it and is like, "What the fuck is that?"
References. That's what that is.
I think that's amazing. So Dourrebelle's gonna look at that really weirdly and then kind of go to the front door and knock a little. She's a bit like, "What the fuck?"
So the you knock on the door, and then there's like some shuffling of papers, and then like patter of feet, and then you hear a who is it?
It's Dourrebelle.
The silence, and then just like the sound of like latches unlatching, locks unlocking.
Dourrebelle braces,
and the door swings open, and you see the beaming wide smile of this like large set man in his like fancy clothing, his arms outstretched, and he's just like, "Oh, Dourrebelle!" and he like grabs you in a big awkward hug.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, it's so good to see you, my dear. I've missed you."
Yes. How have you been?
Oh,
Harbin.
Oh, just dreadful, I'm afraid.
Does it have anything to do with the thing I saw on the side of your house?
What thing? Oh, that just please ignore that. I've been telling my assistants to get rid of it, but they won't go anywhere near it. I swear though, if it's not werewolves, then it's merchants going missing or people being struck by lightning. There's no end to it here, I swear.
Whoa, werewolves, people being struck by lightning?
The werewolf has been dealt with, needless to say, by an adventurer who was much less personable than you, which is an achievement, I must say. But the more pressing matters at hand, yes, I've heard that there have been several members of the town that have been unfortunately struck by errant bolts of lightning from the sky. It seems to come from nowhere and has everyone on kind of tenterhooks, really. And then, like I say, we've had merchants passing through saying that they're going to be staying for a few days before carrying on their way, and then well before they're due to leave, they simply disappear. People are telling me that I'm being paranoid and they've just left, but it's too commonplace, I swear. Two of them within a week.
Within the past week?
No. But it was a few. It was the first one was about a week and a half ago. The second one was several days before that.
I could ask around and see if anyone knows anything.
Could you? I haven't put anything on the job board because we don't really have any leads to go by. It'd be nice if you could dig something up for us, Dourrebelle. I have faith in you.
Well, I'll do what I can, West Harbin. I'll at least ask around for the time being. I don't know how long we'll be in town, but I'll do what I can.
Well, you know you're welcome here as long as you like, as long as you pay the necessary lodging fees.
Yes.
But you are a hero of this town, Dourrebelle.
Yes, thank you. I will begin. I'll start asking around then. The people who were struck by lightning, I am assuming they lived through these tales, did they?
Did they? Hang on. 3 people in this room. Oh yes, they should recover. They took rather nasty hits, but yes, fortunately, no one has been killed.
I'll seek them out and then I'll let you know whatever I find.
Thank you. Anyway, I must get back to work.
Yes.
He closes the door.
I just let him, and then I look at that.
And you
weird
close the
skull
door,
again.
and then you hear like muffled by the door. Will someone get rid of that skull outside? It's disgusting.
I kind of look at it again, and I'm like, does it sort of look like what a werewolf? Like now that he said werewolf, it's like, oh yeah, that kind of looks like a werewolf.
It's what you imagine.
Yeah,
it's what you imagine a werewolf skull would look like. Now that you've kind of put two and two together.
Dourrebelle just thinks maybe I'll tell Quinn about it later.
Fill it with butter.
Oh, gross. Maybe leave it out in the sun to like bleach a little bit and get all the bugs and shit out first before doing anything with it. No, Dourrebelle wouldn't do that. I have other characters that might do that, but Dourrebelle wouldn't do that. So I'm gonna flag some people down, and I'm gonna start asking around about what's been happening. Well, the lightning bolts and the merchants. Okay.
You from just like the general kind of people milling around and passers by, you don't get a lot. People are just like, oh, it's dreadful, isn't it? Yes, there have been terrible winds coming through all of our homes, and then yes, people being struck by lightning. It's awful. The only thing that you do here of some merit is the Shrine of Luck has been ransacked, which is a bit odd. Not even odd. It's concerning.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna go there as well. So
yeah. So you prompted by that, you head over there, and I mean, it's only a small little shrine, but yeah, it looks like the little kind of ornaments and displays up there have been like pulled down, and there was like a small flower arrangement that's been like tossed to the ground. The place has been turned over basically. Mm-hmm. And there's no sign of it. So you'd say that the caretaker's been away for a while, and during that time, yeah, this has happened. It's a great shame. It's kind of an affront to Timora.
Yeah. Can I try and put it back together a little bit? Just
Yeah, you can take some time tidying it up.
Yeah, just because I mean, Dourrebelle is very much like Moradin is my boy, but Timora, she feels, has done her some good favors, so she is. I
mean, she saved your life once.
Yeah, so she's very much like, no, I'm gonna fix this.
Okay, just to see how well you kind of put it all back together, make an investigation check for me.
Oh dear. Oh dear. 4.
That's fine. You kind of pick up the bits and bobs that are like immediately in place. You put it all back together and kind of neaten it up, and it doesn't look quite how you remember it, but at least it's not a mess.
Yeah. And I'll offer a little prayer at it.
Okay.
And then I guess I'll make my way back to the Stonehill Inn so I can talk to Torben and see if he's heard anything.
Okay. So we'll say that time has passed during this. Like you've spoken to Harbin Wesley, you spent some time talking with people.
I'm sure Quinn is very drunk at this point.
Yeah. We'll say it's kind of getting on towards nighttime now. Like it's kind of early evening, getting on towards after dark.
Yeah.
And yeah, Quinn is off his face. You walk in, he's like, "Hey, Dourrebelle, you gonna have a drink?"
Oh my god.
You have a drink.
Maybe not with you, but yes.
Why not? I am Quinn Untitled Dragon Slayer.
She just ruffles his hair.
Right. I spend a lot of time and effort getting that looking nice and fluffy for the ladies.
oh, I'm sorry, and then she does it
Yeah,
again.
damn right. Oh, it's like bastard.
She goes, oh, I'm sorry. There, I'll fix it for you.
Bugger off. And he's like trying to swat you away, but he's facing the wrong direction. Like, go away. Why are there two of you?
I'm gonna leave him to it. And
I didn't know you knew that spell.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave him to it, and I'm gonna go talk to Torben.
Okay. Yeah. So you go and talk to Toblin. He's just like,
I'm Toblin, yeah.
hello, good evening. You do realize this is an inn and not a creche, right?
Out of character, what is a creche?
It's like daycare.
Oh, yes. I apologize. I did not realize he.
It's fine. I'm joking. Do you want a drink?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I also wanted to ask you about some of the stuff that Harbin told me about.
Okay. What did he tell you? And he's like just like getting some stuff ready.
He told me two things. Well, one was about the merchants going missing, and then the other was about people being struck by lightning.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. It was very nasty. I mean, fortunately, no one was hurt, but yeah, there's been some. The weather's been really weird around here lately, from what I've heard, like I've been speaking to other people, kind of from other areas, and like people who've been passing through, and apparently that's not just Phandalin. Like it's been going on all over the place. Apparently there was a huge storm over by the wayside.
Yes, I'm very familiar with that one. It was
yeah.
bad.
Well, I suppose you would, because it's on the way to Leilon, isn't it? But yeah, so it's not local to this area. So I mean, personally, to me, it just seems like a stroke of bad luck. And at this point, you hear the door open, like you hear the little bell jingle as the door opens, and then there's like a second's pause, and Toblin kind of like looks over, and you see him like raise his hand, and be like, and then the door immediately shuts again. He's just like, oh.
I look, and I just go.
You look over to the door, and the door's shut.
Yeah. And I just look at Toblin like, is everything all right?
Yeah, that was Argus. What's he doing? He's a prospector that recently arrived in town. I only ever see him at night. He usually pops in and has a drink of an evening, but he walked in and just immediately left. It's almost like he walked in, saw you, and then. Do you know him?
Does that name sound familiar to me?
No.
Argus.
Yeah, Argus Skeel. Do you know him?
Dourrebelle shakes her head like, it's the first I've ever heard this name.
I don't know, maybe he's afraid of strangers. Which is ironic, considering only a couple of weeks ago he was a stranger himself.
Well, you're pretty approachable, so
yeah. I try. I'm an innkeeper, it's my job.
Kind of confirm some suspicions I have, but what do you make of the story of these merchants supposedly going missing?
I think that Harbin is just being
paranoid.
You know what he's like. They're traveling merchants. They come and they go. It's what they do. If a couple of them decided to leave early, that's on us, isn't it? And, this place clearly isn't interesting enough for them. The fact that two of them decided to leave early in a row, I think he's just seeing a pattern where there isn't one.
Were they heading in a similar direction?
I don't know, to be honest. They go all over the place, don't they?
Yeah, I was just curious if these two were heading in any particular direction.
Not as far as I know.
Maybe I'll have to ask around some more in the morning. Maybe the people who were struck by the lightning, they're local, are they?
Yeah, a few locals. Like one of them was out farming when it happened. There were a couple, just nobody I don't think.
No, but I'll have to introduce myself because I've got a suspicion on that lightning thing specifically, so I might stick around a bit longer than expected to follow up on that.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's always good to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Dourrebelle is just gonna kind of, if Toblin asks any stories, like what she's been up to, she might talk about like the lizard men and talk a little bit about Leylon, and just kind of stew in her thoughts a bit, thinking she is a little bit. There's that part of her that's like this, like a little bit weirded out about the exchange that happened before, about the guy immediately leaving.
Mm-hmm. She's a little bit distracted by that.
Yeah.
Okay. Toblin just, oh, well, it sounds like you've, unlike this place, we were already well set in our ways before you arrived, but it sounds like with the rebuilding of Leylon, you've got an opportunity to really kind of have an impact on that place from the ground up. I think it's quite a unique opportunity.
It is. It wasn't one that I was really prepared for, but I'm in it nonetheless.
Well, I hope it goes well nonetheless.
Yeah.
Leylon, from what I know, had a pretty nasty end. So
what stories have you heard about what happened to Leylon recently? The recent destruction.
Something to do with monsters that just kind of appeared out of nowhere and totaled the place. That's all that I know. People turn into stone, all sorts of horrible stuff.
Might have to ask further. See, well, no, the people I spoke to didn't really know what had happened either. Maybe I'll have to pay a visit to the wizard.
I mean, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, you should probably get some rest.
Yeah. I appreciate the drink.
You can stay in the we've got a fancy suite now.
Oh dear, really?
Yeah, the first person who stayed there was none other than Mordenkainen himself.
Really?
Yeah.
Dourrebelle, I'm sure Dourrebelle's heard of Mordenkainen.
Roll a history check.
No, I rolled good. I rolled 16.
16. Yeah, you've heard of Mordenkainen. There are stories about him.
Yeah.
Like an exceptionally powerful wizard.
Yeah.
But he's a bit of a, as most wizards tend to be, bit of an odd bloke.
Weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, it would be an honor. Huh?
It was weird though, because he came in and he spent a few days here, and then he was gone, and it's like he was never there.
Well, at least he keeps to himself.
He kept like, I don't know, he was an odd bloke. But yeah, by all means, like, you know, feel free to enjoy the facilities.
Maybe I will. Thank you, Toblin. And I will make my way upstairs then.
Okay. So you make your way in, and yeah, it's fancy, but it's only like if it's like a step up, like it's a double bed rather than a single bed sort of thing.
Yeah.
And there's a bath in there. Like, it's nothing too crazy.
Yeah. Fancy. It's got a bath.
It's got a bath.
It's got a bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Quinn's sleeping under the table tonight.
Yeah. I don't think he could crawl up the stairs. I suppose it could be nice and I could like bring him upstairs and throw him on a bed.
Don't. Maybe he'll learn his lesson. What am I saying? Of course he won't.
Okay, I'll leave him there, and then I'm gonna kind of...
You kind of leave him on the table, and as you kind of get near to him, he's like, Dragon Slayer, there's killing trolls, and...
Well, at least he's sleeping well. Yeah, I'll go turn in.
Scylla, don't worry, I'll save you.
Yeah, okay. I'll leave that then.
Yeah, you just leave him to it.
Yep.
Okay. So what are you gonna make your way upstairs, go to bed?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn in for the night. I'll do like maybe I'll offer a little prayer to Moradin to help me for tomorrow, potentially find if this lead is leading me to where I think it's leading me, and then turn in for the night. Yeah.
So you go to sleep, and you wake up in the morning. What would you like to do?
Eat some food and make sure Quinn is alive.
I imagine like you come downstairs, and I just imagine this scene of like Quinn with his head in his hand like this, like on the table, and then you say good morning, and he looks up at you, and he's wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
So he's not actually wearing sunglasses, but that's the scene that I've got in my head, and he's just like,
"You're about as well as I expected."
Morning. Breakfast. And Tobler's just like, yeah, it's coming up.
I was gonna tell you about something interesting I saw yesterday, but
what did you see? What did you see yesterday?
I saw a werewolf skull.
What?
No, there's a werewolf skull.
You did not. Bugger off.
No, I did. I'll show you where it is.
Okay. After breakfast.
Yes. You might want to hold your nose when we go, but.
So you have breakfast, and he perks up a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, you go and show him the skull, and he's immediately like, "Whoa! What is that?
It's a werewolf skull, apparently.
That's so cool!" Oh, and he's like rummaging through the bush.
Oh.
She's like, "Look at it! Oh, it's gross."
Yeah, it is. Why are you fucking digging your hands?
Because it's cool. Look at it.
Oh my! And he just like lifts it up, and it's like
he's like, "Hello, Dourrebelle," and and then the jaw kind of like falls down. He's like, "Oh shit!" and he just drops it.
Oh my god!
I need to go wash my hands.
Yes, you do. Oh dear.
Bear in mind that the werewolf skull is probably like twice the size of his own head.
He's like,
"Hello, Dourrebelle."
It makes me a little sad because I know that werewolf that it came from.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me feel bad. Oh dear. Right. After Quinn is done washing his hands and he's done raving, well, as done as he can be raving about the werewolf skull, I'm gonna see if I can find any of the people who were struck by the lightning.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
12.
Okay. You start asking around, and you don't get much information, unfortunately. Like you do find people that are willing to kind of like, "Oh yeah, I know them," and that you take them to visit the people that were struck by lightning. There are a couple that are still like
recovering.
Yeah. And then one of them that's kind of not looking great. They're sort of like bandaged up, but they don't really have anything to tell you, unfortunately. They just say, "Well, no, I was out doing my thing, and then the next thing I know, there was just a flash of light, and here I was."
Is there any connecting threads? Like, was there anything unusual about like the weather? Was it just like a clear day and then suddenly a bolt of lightning hit them?
I wasn't really. There were storm clouds, but they appeared really suddenly. Like all of a sudden, the weather went really bad, and I kind of thought, "Oh, I better start packing up to go," and then bang.
Oh. Can I do his injuries look like if I gave him like a little bit of like a healing word or something, it might make him feel better?
Rather than spending spell slots, how about you make a medicine check?
I got a natural 1, but it's a 9 total.
No, it's burns. You're not really.
Yeah.
You're not really used to treating burns. You can use a spell slot or use one of your channel divinities to kind of help the process if you want.
Well, if this person has been especially if this person is like really injured, I'd like to help them a little bit.
Okay.
I feel like it's It's in character.
Okay.
I'll use I'll do a healing word's the first level, isn't it?
Yes. Okay, so they like it's not enough to like completely heal them, but they're like,
No,
oh,
just kind of ease the pain.
yeah, I feel a lot better. Thank you. Go on, we'll do a trade. You can have inspiration. That's something I never do that.
Ooh,
I know.
What is that inspiration?
Actually, use it though, for God's sake. If you don't use
Okay.
it this session, you lose it.
Okay. Is it a D?
It's just advantage. You can just give yourself advantage on a roll.
Okay.
You can give
Okay, I'm just
yourself
gonna-
advantage on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Okay. I'm gonna take
Or
it-
you can impose disadvantage on an attack roll or saving throw.
Okay, I'm just taking out another D20 to remind myself that I've got it.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
I think that's right.
And then.
Hang on, I'm going to check now. Inspiration.
There's an inspiration window. Oh yeah, there's an inspiration window. I can just toggle that if I want. But it doesn't actually tell me what it is. Oh, if I click inspiration.
Oh no, okay, so it's not. It's only you. It's if you make an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can give yourself advantage. But you can do it. I think you have to do it before you roll, if you see what I mean. So you have to be like, I'm going to use inspiration for this, because it says if you have inspiration, you can expend it when you make an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check, and then you get advantage on that roll. It's not you roll another d20 and take the highest, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's basically like.
So you got to declare that you're using it ahead of time.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Right. So where else would you like to go? There are a few places that you've not been yet.
I will check out the miners' exchange.
Okay. So you head to the miners' exchange, and you are met with the. You didn't really come here while you were in Phandalin. Not very often, anyway, that I remember.
No, I've only been a couple of times when
Yeah.
when I went to the Dwarven ruins and when I came back from the
That's right. Yeah.
mines and stuff. Yeah, so I've only been a couple of times, but
So you come in and you meet Harlia, who is kind of this sort of stern-faced, kind of shifty-looking woman.
yeah, I remember her because they sold gems to her.
Yeah, she's kind of like wearing sort of like black, kind of a black leather, outfit, kind of a like rough and tumble ensemble.
Yeah.
And she's just like, "Oh, hello, Dourrebelle."
Hello. It's been a while.
Yes.
I've just been trying to gather some information regarding a couple of incidents.
Oh, really? She like leans forward.
I will tell her both about the lightning strikes and the quote-unquote missing merchants. Ask her if she's heard or seen anything unusual.
I might have. What's it worth to you?
Pulls up my notes really quick. I mean, I have money to offer if that's what you're.
That is what I was hinting at. Yes, I wasn't. I don't think I was being subtle about it.
No, but you could have been wondering about gems, but I don't have either.
I'm happy to trade gems, but information I want money for.
Right. I have a decent amount of money, but.
Well, how much are you willing to offer me?
Up to 500 gold, if it's good.
She gestures, being like, that's agreeable.
She's gonna try and ring me of all my money. I will pull out 500 gold.
Cool. I mean, unless you're gonna like, she just takes it without question. She's not gonna argue over that.
Well, I take the 500 gold out, but I'm not handing it to her right away.
She like readies her palm.
What is this information you have to offer?
No. Pay me first.
This better be useful information. Or I hope it's useful information. I'll pop the money in her hand.
She takes it and kind of puts it away. She says, well, 500 gold. That's, you must have been busy.
I have been pretty busy these days.
And you can see, like, her face softens a little bit. And she says, well, you're not the only one. A couple of new faces have shown up in town. And I just so happen to know that they are not all they say they are. Or should I say they are more than meets the eye. There is
really?
There is a man who recently started working here, claiming to be a prospector, and a young elven lady who is rather charmed a number of the young men in town, and she too has something up her sleeve. It sounds like a particular young lad who was quite besotted with her was rather frightened by some of the strange things that she was saying about the storm washing away the weak.
At the sound of, like, Dourrebelle's got kind of not like a skeptical face, but she's got like a like a listening neutral face. But like as soon as like she says like the storm washes away the weak, it's like Dourrebelle's face just like crinkles, like a shadow, almost like a shadow comes over her eyes, and she's just like, really? Would one of these men by any chance be one of Barthen's kids?
Yes, I believe so. She is currently working for Lenine as an assistant.
Is she the leader? Is she the one that works at the Lion Shield Costa?
Yeah, she is. And yeah, she's quite the popular one. Yes, and then this prospector, he has been seen skulking around at night, but nobody quite knows where he goes.
I'm assuming this is the same fellow who appears in the Stonehill Inn for an evening drink.
He's been known to regular there, yes.
Interesting. I believe this information has been very valuable, and I thank you very much for telling me.
It was well worth the coin.
If there is nothing else, then I will leave you to it.
Very well. You mentioned gems. Do you have gems to sell? I have money to trade now.
Knowingly, I don't. I was hoping I did, but I checked my thing and I don't.
A real shame. Nevertheless, it's been quite the lucrative visit for me. You're more than welcome to come by again next time you need some information, some local gossip.
Yes, definitely. I think I'll come to you much sooner when I'm looking for information, to be honest.
Well, I'm glad that I've shot up so highly in your estimation.
And I'll wish her
She has, I forgot to mention, like, this entire time, she has, like, insane resting bitch face.
Yeah, I think
like, she just looks at you with, like, it almost looks like she's looking at you with disdain. Like, and it only softened ever so slightly because you've given her $500,000.
Yeah. I'll wish her well, and then I'm gonna leave. And as I'm outside, I'm gonna say, Quinn, we're gonna go to the Lion Shield Costa, but I want you to tell me if you notice anything suspicious about her.
All right.
I want to.
I mean, if she's like the lad's favorite, then I need to see this.
I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go into the Lion Shield Coster, and I'm going to. I'm gonna go with the intention and inquiring about buying crossbow bolts.
Okay, so you head in,
Mm-hmm.
and you see Lenine, so kind of like this tall human lady with like the long grey hair, and yeah, with her, like she's kind of ordering, like giving orders, and the person kind of taking care of those orders is a young looking elf with like shocking red hair, and she's got like freckles, and she just kind of has this like ever present cheeky smirk on her face, and assisting her in her duties around the around this kind of like trading post, whatever you want to call it, is a pair of tiny little scaled creatures.
Kobolds?
They are kobolds, yeah. There are two kobolds that seem to be like very, very eager to help her with everything that she's doing. But you can kind of see it being like, no, you can't put that there. That's got to go there. And there you go.
Lenine.
Ah,
it's been a while.
Dourrebelle. It has been a while. How are you doing?
I am keeping well. How about you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Business has been booming as of late. We've had a new wave of prospectors coming through, and so all sorts of new demand for supplies. So much so that I've had to employ new help. This is Eileen, I think her name is. Oh God, everything's going wrong.
Shit. Okay.
Valine. This is Valine Firecrow. Say hello, Valine. And she kind of looks around. It's like, hello.
Dourrebelle gives like a nod. She's just like, hello.
What can I do for, Dourrebelle?
I am actually after some crossbow bolts. I have I'm quite running a bit low, and I could do with some.
Okay. How many do you need?
A couple of bundles, I think, would be fine. A bundle size is 20, and a bundle is 50.55 gold pieces. So I was going to give her a gold piece for 2 bundles. I think that works out.
When you're saying crossbow bolts, it looks like to me a bundle is 1 gold piece.
Yeah, because it's weird. It's because it's calculating my quantities price. That's why. Because I've only got 11. That's why it's only half a gold piece. So
okay. Yeah, so it's a gold piece for 20.
I will buy. Fuck it, I'm just gonna go crazy. I'll buy 2 bundles, and I'll have 50. I'll have 51 crossbow bolts.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
You'll be very pleased as well. I didn't know this, but because it's a thing that you liked to do a lot when we first started playing, there is actually a rule that you can search the battlefield after a fight using ranged weapons and recover half your ammunition.
Oh,
if you're willing to spend time, you get half your ammunition back. I didn't know that.
That's pretty good, actually. Because the way you used to do it was just like when in our other games you would just have us roll investigations.
Yeah, and it was a pain in the ass, and it was extremely arbitrary, and it just took time. So
yeah,
I think now I'm just going to do it in like a role playing fashion. If you're willing to take some time, so if you're in a hurry, you might have to leave without them. Yeah, but otherwise, if you've got time, you can collect ammunition.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good to know.
Yeah, so you do that, and Lenine is just like, Valine, you get 2 bundles of crossbow bolts, please. And she's just like, oh yes, certainly. And she kind of like, you see her like go off and start kind of like getting them together and getting them in packs for you. A couple of minutes, she comes by with the 2 and like lays them down. She's like, there you are. Is there anything else?
No, that's it for now. But I appreciate the swift business.
Oh, I do try my best. So I've heard a lot about you, Dourrebelle. It's lovely to meet you.
Oh, I'm sure there are plenty of rumors.
They're all good, don't worry.
Well, the pleasure is mine. Valine.
Okay.
And she gives another nod and collects the bundles.
You just hear like, where does this go? And she's like, oh no, you can't put that there. It's like,
Well,
I'll tell you, the extra help that comes with her is less than desirable, but they're cute. I can't deny that.
They're doing their best. I'll leave you to it. It was good. It was good to see you.
Yes, please feel free to stop by again.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sure you'll see me again soon. Okay. And I'll head out.
All right.
While that was happening, can I roll like an insight check for Quinn?
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest you do. Yeah.
Yeah. An insight is a wisdom. No, we got a 10.
10. Okay.
So after we leave, I just go, what'd you think?
She's hot, man.
I was afraid of this.
I don't know what you're talking about. She seems lovely.
I'm sure she is.
Are you sure that what's her name wasn't yanking your chain just to get some money out of you?
Maybe, but before I maybe yank your chain back, let's go find Barthen's boy again and see if we can wrangle some information out of him.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna go find the boys.
Okay. So yeah, you head back to Barthen's provisions, and yeah, in the kind of at the back, the two wagons have been prepared, and you see Barthen. He's like, Dourrebelle, it's all ready for you to take whenever you're good to leave.
Good. I might be staying a little bit longer than intended, so is it all right if they remain here for a little bit?
Yeah, I'm happy. How long are you planning to stay for?
I don't think I'll be staying long. I've heard some troubling things, and I'm just trying to follow them up and see if I can make heads of it. If they're just rumors or not. Actually, what do you make of this story that I've heard of these supposedly missing merchants?
Oh, is that the story that Harbin's going on about?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. Harbin goes on a lot. And normally I would say that he's just belly aching, as he always is. But I knew a couple of the merchants that came through. And we made plans, and they ghosted on me. And that's unlike them.
Were they heading in any specific direction? Were they bringing anything unusual with them?
No, not as far as I'm aware. They were just doing their normal route.
And you've not heard from them since?
No. I mean, we only speak when they pass through. They generally come down Tribor, come through Phandalin, make their way up and around, and they then generally tend to go in a circle. I mean, you could. I don't know. Why do you think it's connected to something? I hope not. All the trouble had passed, I thought. I mean, there were those lightning strikes. They were unfortunate, but
yeah. Well, I wanted to believe that it wasn't anything to worry about, but
well, they were heading. Normally they head down Miner's Trail, and now that Wave Echo Cave has opened up and is actually being mined for resources, they usually head down there, grab what they can, and then make their way back. I don't know if you maybe want to head down there. I don't know if you'll find anything, but
Cam.
Hello.
When we were in the forest with the lizard people, how many merchants were with us?
A number. 4, I think.
And they headed out. Well, I suppose we parted ways on the road.
They were heading south. They were heading like away from this area.
So they were heading away from Phandalin.
Yeah,
okay.
They weren't heading towards Phandalin.
Okay. I was just trying to make sure they weren't connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes. I've just been hearing some concerning things, and I just wanted to make sure that it is just a case of they've had to leave in a hurry and not something more troubling.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to think it's not.
Yeah. But I appreciate you letting me keep the wagons here just a little bit longer.
I mean,
too long.
If you could maybe go before the end of the day, I'd really appreciate it. I mean, obviously, you being you're welcome to stay as long as you like. It's just now that they're packed and ready to go, I could do with getting rid of them.
Yeah. How long does it take me to travel from here to Leylon?
Let me have a look at the map.
Was it like 2 days or something like that?
Yeah, roughly. Because you have to go up the Tribor. Each hex is what, 5 miles? 4 miles? 5 miles.
Because I know we'd go down we'd go to the Tribor. We hit the wayside.
It's roughly 2 days.
I suppose the only other thing I could do is I could bring the wagons down to Leylon and return. But I suppose I don't want to make unnecessary journeys back here if it's nothing to worry about. But I am a little concerned with some of the things I've been hearing.
I don't want to put unnecessary pressure on you, Dourrebelle. That's not what we're about here at Barthen's Provisions. Take your time, spend the day, do whatever it is you need to do. Maybe go check out the Miners Trail, do whatever it is you need to do. You know, you're always welcome here.
Yes, thank you.
I'm just thinking about my business is all.
No, I understand. I appreciate that you're letting me at least keep them here to the end of the day.
At the very least, move them. Like if you can find somewhere else to keep them, then obviously that solves both issues. Then.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
And I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna. Well, actually, before I leave, are his sons inside, or are they not present?
Make a perception check.
That is a 16.
16. Yeah, they seem to be in the back. You kind of spot them doing their thing.
Is there any way I can get to them without alerting Barthen? Like, could I go back out around? Or...
You could potentially sneak around the back.
No, you know what? No, before I go, actually, Barthen, there was something else that I needed to do while I was here. I can't remember what his kids' names are though.
Thistle and
because Thistle was the one who was acting funny.
And Thistle was the one that was acting strange. Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, actually, Barthen, I wanted to ask your son Thistle something about something, if that's all right.
Why? What's wrong? What's he got into now?
I don't think he's gotten into anything. I just think he might have heard something that I'm interested in.
You can ask him if you want, but he's been a bit down in the dumps lately.
Well, I have a sneaking suspicion that what I'm going to ask him is related.
Oh? What makes you say that?
I imagine it has to do with a woman.
Yeah, it does. He had eyes for that new girl down at Lenine's, but I don't think it went very well.
Do you mind if I just have a word with him about it?
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh man. 19.
19. He just says, all right, and he kind of like opens the thing to let you in through the back. He says, just do me a favor. He's only a young lad, and he's just had his heart broken. Be gentle with him, would you?
I'll do my best. And I will look for Thistle.
Okay. And immediately there's that look of like, oh god, it's you again. And he kind of says, mumbling like, the wagons are ready. They're at the back.
I know. I appreciate the effort you put into getting them together. You're not gonna like what I'm gonna ask you about, but I heard.
Are you gonna ask me about Valine again? What? Why? It doesn't matter. It's nothing. What? Why is it important?
I just want to ask you about something that she said that you potentially overheard. Don't worry, I'm not. Did she say something about storms to you?
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
With advantage, ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a natural 20.
Oh man. Okay. He looks.
Dourrebelle is trying her best to be gentle about this.
He looks really upset. Like, you can see like his eyes are starting to glisten a little bit. Doing like the Final Fantasy 14 thing where they go all shiny.
Yeah.
And he kind of like looks down. He can't look you in the eye. And he says, well, we were spending time together, and I thought we were getting on really well. I thought I was getting ready to ask her to be my girlfriend, and I thought it's never going to happen because she's an elf. They live for hundreds and hundreds of years. It was stupid. And then I was kind of getting ready to ask her, and then she started talking about scary stuff. She said, she held my hand, and she said that it would be okay, that she would protect me when the Stormlord comes, that I should stay with her because he's gonna come and he's gonna wipe out the weak and the non-believers. And I remember she squeezed my hand and said that I should join her, and I've not spoken to her since then.
I thank you very much for telling me, Thistle. I know that was hard.
He's actually crying now.
I will give him
a very awkward the Dourrebelle TM awkward hug.
No, she's not much of a huggy person.
That's true.
I mean, if he goes in for a hug, she won't refute him, but she kind of like pats him on the head, you know.
Dourrebelle pats him on the head, and then Ander kind of like pokes his head around. It's like, Thistle, what's wrong? And then Thistle like runs to him and like hugs him.
Dourrebelle just says, again, Thistle, thank you. I'm sorry that you had to remember those things.
He doesn't.
But it'll be
he kind of looks at you with like an acknowledging look,
that's
but
fine.
he's too beside himself to respond.
That's fair. I'll leave him to it. I'll leave him be. No.
Okay.
Dourrebelle feels like she's done enough damage.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like, as she leaves the store and like assures Barthen that it'll be all right. Like, it's that whole thing of like when she turns and looks away from people, she just looks hella pissed.
Yeah. Barthen's just like, all right, and then he turns and he's just like, boys, and you see him kind of like disappear off into the back.
Yeah. I imagine Quinn didn't come in the back with me. I imagine he stayed out front.
Yeah. Or I think he would have been in there with you, but the moment you started talking about speaking to Thistle, he would have been like, nah, man, this is too awkward for me, and leave.
Yeah. Well, when I meet with him outside, I'm just going to be like, there's a problem.
There's always a problem.
Yeah, well, our favorite troublemaker is planning something.
Is it another boar? I'm really ready to fight another thunder boar.
No, I don't think so. But the things that Thistle told me, that Valine, was it Valine?
Valine.
Valine. The things that Valine told him.
And then you see this, like, you see him kind of like go, like, almost like it's like his heart sinks. And he's just like, oh no, the cute elf isn't a follower of Talos, is she?
She might be.
Oh, for God's sake.
They're saying that a storm is coming to wipe out the weak and that she was going to protect him.
Well, every time a storm's come for us, we've kicked it in the balls.
Yeah, but I'm not sure when it's coming is the thing. I don't know if it's smart to bring the wagons down today or to move the wagons somewhere and stay here for a bit to see if anything happens. My biggest concern is that we leave and something happens while we're gone.
Well, you're the boss.
Remind me, what was it that Barthen said about the Miners' Trail? That was the way that they...
That's the way... So basically, if you follow the Miners' Trail, that's the way that leads to Wave Echo Cave, which is the kind of cave that's been recently discovered. And basically, they go down that way to get supplies from, like, directly from the people that are mining there. Much to what's her face, Halia's dismay, because they can get it cheaper directly from the miners. But that's the way that he said that they were going, or that's the way they would have gone. That's their kind of usual route.
Yeah, my concern is that the disappearances of the merchants is completely related to whatever storm is brewing.
Well, do you want to go check it out?
Yeah. Let's see if we can secure somewhere to put these wagons so that they're out of Barthen's way.
Okay. That's not difficult to do.
Okay.
You can find somewhere, like, and even if you just asked someone would be like, yeah, just pop them in the garden. You have, like, everyone is your friend here, basically, so
yeah.
You'll hear someone being like, oh, I'm glad it's you, the last adventurer that came through here. Bloody hell, he was a grumpy bastard.
Oh yeah.
He didn't even say anything. He was one of those blood hunters.
Has Dourrebelle ever heard of a blood hunter? Would she have ever heard of a blood hunter?
Make a history check.
It's not actually good. An 8.
Rings a bell, but it's not really something that you've come across before.
Yeah, she's like blood hunter. Huh?
They're just, don't worry about it. They're creepy, and they're that whole, like, oh, to beat the monster you have to become the monster. Spooky, and I don't believe a word of it. They're just thugs.
Sounds like something I'll keep my eyes out for.
Crossover episode: Dourrebelle versus Elliot.
Oh my god, she would destroy Elliot.
I mean, well, it depends. Level him up to match her, obviously.
Yeah, but it's like this is off topic, but it's like when we talked about him versus Favor, where if he gets in close, that's when it becomes a problem. Yeah. Back on topic. We're gonna sort of.
So you find somewhere to drop off the carts.
Yeah.
And then you make your way kind of through town towards the Miners' Trail. Yeah. And you get down there. And so it's like this, there's like a small, you kind of pass through a small backlot in town, kind of like as you make your way over there. And as you're passing through, you hear a noise. And you kind of like turn around and behind you is a man who's kind of got this like matted, kind of like shoulder length black hair, kind of like pale skin and sunken features. And there are two people kind of like on either side of him to the back. And he looks at you. He just says, "You're Dourrebelle Boulderbane."
That I am. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
It doesn't matter. You will join us soon enough. And you notice that the two figures that are flanking him are dead. They're kind of like these ghoulish figures. They've got like almost like monochrome grey skin. Their eyes are glowing with the light of undeath, and their tongues are like lolling out of their mouth. They're wearing what appears to look like merchant garb. And you especially notice that on their foreheads are these triangular brands with skulls in them.
Which I recognize from the attack on the wayside end.
Yes. As you notice this, and this person begins to advance, you hear another noise, and as you kind of like whirl around, coming from another road, you see two kobolds with like massive shields that kind of take up their entire form, and they kind of like plant their shields down on the ground, and arms folded, smirking, is Valine Firecrow, looking at you, saying, "You just couldn't leave it alone, could you?"
Wow,
I know you've been asking questions about me.
Well, I didn't expect to get greeted so quickly. I thought there would be more of a chase involved.
And then she kind of looks over and goes, "Oh, no. I'm not a coward. The Stormlord rewards the strong." And then she looks over, and she glances over and says, where it says, "Skeel? What are you doing here?" And then Skeel looks over and is like, "Valine." And then she notices like the ghouls on either side of him. And she's just like, "You!" And they all immediately draw weapons. And that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Oh my god!
In this like Mexican standoff.
Oh my god, has Dourrebelle managed to piss off another deity without realizing it? And now they're both coming after her? Oh my god, I'm gonna save it, but I think I know how I'm gonna sort of start my turn.
Guardian of Fate, no.
No, I was thinking about, because I actually did what I said I was going to do, and I reread my character sheet for the game, and I've got a plan.
For something. I know what you're going to do.
Yeah, man.
I know what you're going to do. Is a channel divinity going into
those dead boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
Destroy undead. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. And I think they are in destroy range. Because it depends on the challenge rating. You either turn them or you destroy them.
It's 8th level cleric, so if they're challenge rating 1 or lower, they're destroyed.
They get blown up.
They just
yeah, it's good stuff. That'll be cool. But yeah, there we go. Anyway, I was looking at the time and I was just like, this is a three-way fight. It could get a bit messy, so I thought it best to kind of like start with a bang next time around. So thank you all very much for joining us today for this week's session of Stormlord's Wrath. If you're watching live on Twitch, then please, if you'd like to support the channel, then please give us a follow. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, then you can subscribe, check out some of the other videos that are on this channel. thank you all very much for your support, and we will be doing this again next Tuesday at 7 p.m. British summertime. So we hope to see you then.
Later, guys.
Bye bye.